I think Vanstar is a low-risk exploration play. And the reason I say that is we are well capitalized. We have less than 60 million shares outstanding. We're well financed. We have more than enough money to do what we need to do and don't have to go to market anytime soon. And we've got a very reasonable valuation in the market. We're currently trading at less than $15 an ounce in the ground for a project that has a large resource and will most likely be a mine. We also have, beyond that, exploration assets that can add additional exploration upside to our shareholders. In terms of our capitalization, we've got less than 60 million shares outstanding, which for a company that went from discovery all the way to a 3 million ounce plus resource is very reasonable. We have just under $5 million in the bank as we speak, 1.5 of which is flow through, which we'll spend on our own exploration assets as well. In terms of the mining camp, our flagship asset is the Nelligan project, which is a joint venture with IAMGOLD and located in the Chibougamau area of Quebec. That area, Vanstar has been a leader in this camp. It made the discovery of Nelligan back in the 2012, 2014 sort of time frame. And then at that point, IAMGOLD came in, formed a joint venture, and has been spending the money ever since on that project. So Vanstar is fully carried to production. We don't have to pay any money to advance this project. No dilution for our shareholders to get to cash flow on this project. And then, meanwhile, because of this discovery, it's the largest in this area. A whole bunch of other companies have come in and staked in this area and are active in this area, actively exploring. Sorry. In terms of the location, we're about 700 kilometers north of Montreal, paved highway the whole way, east of Rouyn-Noranda, again paved highway. Everything you need to build a mine is located in this area. We've got railroads, we've got roads, we've got power, we've got a power line running right through the property. We've got forestry roads that are very well maintained and can carry heavy equipment. So everything we need is here. It's ideally situated for that. The resource currently was in 2019 was calculated at 3.2 million ounces, just over a gram. Since then, there's been quite a bit of drilling, and there will be a resource update later this year. The project was given a Discovery of the Year award at that time as well by the Quebec Mineral Exploration Association. This is a joint venture with IAMGOLD. IAMGOLD's got 75% of the project currently, and ultimately they will have 80%. They need to complete a feasibility study to get there, and again, we're fully carried all the way to production on this project. So we don't put any money up at all. And then, so this is the sort of the main slide to focus on. The sort of circled area here to the east of the map, to the right of the map, is basically the pit outline of the resource that was calculated in 2019. That's where the 3.2 million ounces are. It goes down to about 300 meters in depth, so not very deep. And since then, the drilling has focused a lot to the west. So all of the drill holes that you see to the west beyond that resource have been drilled since the resource calculation, and every single one of those has hit mineralization. The furthest hole to the west there is 1.5 kilometers beyond that pit. So there's considerable additions to be had here on this project, and a lot of that will come in this year when they do the resource update. And then obviously that's still open to the west, it's still open to the east, it's still open at depth. IAMGOLD just actually completed a drill program on site that we're still awaiting assays for. That program focused at depth below the existing pit. So I can see this project easily doubling in size. That's me arm waving, obviously. But I think that we could easily be 50% larger by the end of this year on this current resource update, and then we've got potential to expand beyond that. And as well, there will be, part of that, the drilling that was done in the last year or so was infill, so there will also be a sort of upgrade to the resource as we go along here. Some of that inferred will come up to measured and indicated as well. So lots of ways to add ounces to this project. Obviously to the west there's quite a bit. At depth, when I was there a few weeks ago, IAMGOLD was in the middle of a hole that looked like it had intercepted sort of the main zone, but much wider widths of the main zone. So it looks like it's getting wider at depth. We'll know for sure when we get the assays, but it was looking very good. And then to the east, again, we're still open. IAMGOLD can, I mean, has there's still lots of ways and lots of work to do on this project to advance it. So I believe that once they do the resource update later this year, they're going to be moving to start looking at the economics of this project, maybe to start towards a PEA, but also we'll need to be continuing the exploration on it as well as infill drilling and so on, and move towards feasibility. One of the issues with having a big company running your program for you is that, I mean, it's great because they do all the work, but at the same time, they don't put out a lot of news. They tend to drill the entire program, wait for all the assays to come out, and then issue one press release for the entire thing at the end. So from a news flow perspective, it's a little disconcerting. But we did acquire another project from IAMGOLD, actually, with almost the reverse deal where we're earning into their project in this case. It's the Buscayo-Andino project. It's located right in the Cadillac Break. Very prolific area. It's a mining district. We're within that. That area has produced well over 100 million ounces in the last 100 years. There are, sorry, I'll just get to the project itself. The project here has been drilled by IAMGOLD and other companies before that, but IAMGOLD in particular focused on near-surface material. What they were looking for is they have a mill basically within 5 kilometers of this project. It's actually very close to infrastructure. The highway actually goes right through the property as well. They were looking for near-surface material, drilled down to 150, 200 meters at the most, and have some good results there. If you look at some of these numbers, there's a couple of intercepts there of close to 30 grams over 3 to 6 meters. We've got 16 meters of close to 10 grams. It's very good stuff here. So I think as we drill this, what we're going to do is start focusing at depth a little bit. And when I say at depth, we're only talking about 250 meters, 300. It's not extremely deep. A lot of the deposits in this area started out as underground mines. We tend to have blowout zones at depth, and the grades get higher and the intercepts get wider. And then a lot of the projects have lower grades near surface. So that's basically our model on this project, and we'll be testing these areas right here where we know there's higher grades near the surface, and just targeting just below that. If you see on this map on the right here, the long section, like that's only 200 meters in depth, the target there. So it's not like we're drilling 1,000-meter holes. We'll be starting with a 4,000-meter program on here. And as we get some results here, we're probably going to increase that because we do have flow through that we have to spend by the end of this year. So this is the project that we'll most likely be spending it all on. So I would anticipate seeing good results here from this project. We'll see the resource update. We'll see the results from the drilling on Nelligan sometime in the next month or two, hopefully by PDAC. And then the resource update later this year on that project, which I, again, anticipate a significant increase in the resource, and then we'll have more constant news flow on this project as well. So again, well capitalized. We're cheap in the market these days. We've got a $12 million U.S. enterprise value for a project that has, for 20% interest, ultimately our 20% in a over 3 million ounce deposit. So I think with that, I'll just leave it at that. I'm just within my time here. So thank you very much, everyone.